We are live.
Okay. Why can I only see the top half of your head, Reese, and the bottom half of your head, Brady?
It'll fix itself. It's because we're on three-way, so we're like a three-way gangbang. So once the video comes out, it'll fix itself.
Well, I see my whole face. I see Brady's. I just see half of Marshall's.
Yeah, it'll fix itself. So don't worry. The techie guy's here. The 350-pound guy's here. That's what that guy called me.
Well, who called you that?
Remember who we were arguing with that one day on Instagram?
I bet that guy looks like goddamn cottage cheese.
The testosterone guy.
Oh, yeah. He probably also gets pegged by his boyfriend, so that's fine.
We're demonetized now since we're not making money anyway. So we're going full rated R.
What do you mean? We can say whatever the hell we want. What are you talking about?
All right. What did you think of the main event this weekend for Max Holloway versus Rodriguez?
I thought that Max Holloway takes way too many punches. He keeps getting cheered on because he puts on wars and he's in exciting fights, which is awesome. It's good to see. But the dude has a child and a wife to think about. He's only 29 years old, and he's going to be punched by the time he's 40.
Yeah, crazy. What are your thoughts, Reese?
Well, I was trying hard to get a stream, man, and I missed most of the first 2 rounds because I couldn't find a good stream. I was pissed, but
wait. So you're illegally downloading this fight?
Oh shit! I told on myself. No, I had the ESPN Plus, but the shit, my cable wasn't working. There was a lightning storm, real. But yeah. So basically, I saw 1 minute of I think the second round, and all I saw was a bunch of hard kicks to Holloway's leg, and then the lightning hit and it cut out, and I got it back. Maybe like a couple minutes later, and the third, fourth, fifth round, Holloway beat him up.
I just don't think that Holloway could beat Volkanovski now. I just don't see it.
Okay, I agree, and I thought he was going to destroy Volkanovski the first 2 fights, but I think he might get smashed around this time, to be honest.
I think the third time's going to be an ass whooping.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. Volk should be a big favorite. He might even stop him this time. Like Volk said, the dude's chin is going to go at some point. You're only going to be in your 20s to a certain extent, then your early 30s, and then it's going to be gone. But I want to go back to the fight before we move on to the Volk conversation real quick. I scored the first round for Yair, rounds 2, 3, and 4 for Max, and then round 5 for Yair. How did you guys score?
Exact same way.
I think I gave rounds 3, 4, and 5 to Holloway. But I could, just from the minute I saw the second round, I was like, well, Rodriguez probably going to win this round. I mean, he's just destroying the guy's leg, but it's only 20% of the round, so anything could have happened after that.
Yair Rodriguez is so underrated with his striking because it's so different.
Yeah, he's good. He's a solid fighter. He's good.
He's the best kicker in that division for sure. So I think he gives a lot of people problems because he just has a different game style. I'd like to see him in Giga Chikadze fight, but it's not. Giga doesn't deserve that fight yet. I think what makes more sense is Yair versus Ortega, and then Volk versus Max. And back to the scoring real quick. Brendan Fitzgerald on the call was saying that round 3 was a 10-8 for Max Holloway. Have you ever seen a fight in your life, my man? Yair Rodriguez literally stumbled the dude at one point in the round. You can't give him a 10-8 when he stumbled the other guy himself.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said to him, I forget who it was, but he's like, I don't know about a 10-8. Some other commentator.
Big.
Yeah. See, I remember that, and I'm like, what are we just giving him away? Like, for me, someone has to be mashed into Campbell's soup almost to give him a 10-8. You gotta absolutely destroy somebody.
I watched Cater versus Holloway, and a couple of those rounds could have been 10-8s for sure.
But even at that, Cater would land bombs too. So it's weird. It's hard in MMA to give a 10-8 because it's so subjective. Like, your 10-8 is not my 10-8.
Exactly.
And our 10-8s are definitely not Brendan Fitzgerald's 10-8s because that dude doesn't know how to score a fight if his life depended on it.
Mm-hmm.
If we're giving 10-8s like Fitzgerald, then Canelo had like fucking 8 10-8s against Caleb Plant.
Facts.
I just feel like a 10-8 for me, you have to be very close to stopping the guy, like 1 or 2 shots away from it being stopped, or you have to just basically beat him into a pulp.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to give anybody a 10-8 for a dominant round where the guy wasn't close to being stopped and didn't take like damage where, you know what I mean? And some guys give 10-8s for just the guy being on top the whole time and not even really do anything. I don't care about that. You're doing no damage. Why am I giving you a 10-8?
Yeah.
Might be making the guy tired. No 10-8. That's a 10-9, and you might want to learn how to do some damage in a fight because that's what you're supposed to do in a fight.
So in conclusion, we all scored it pretty much the same. We all think that it was kind of a bit of a step back for Max. He looked good, durable, but he takes too much damage. Volkanovski doesn't take damage. Volkanovski's way more calculated than Yair. I think Volk beats him pretty handily the third time.
And those pillow hands aren't going to stop Volkanovski. Volkanovski's going to run through those pillow hands.
And he ain't taking down Volk. He will not take him down.
No.
Hollow is very good fighter. Like he's got a lot of heart, good chin. But I don't know. I don't think Volkanovski will stop him, but I think he'll win the fight. Like this one everyone will kind of be like pretty decisive about it. They'll be like, yeah, he won. Mm-hmm. Wasn't that close. Maybe like 4 rounds to 1 or something like that.
But getting to it, we do have some UFC this weekend. Then we'll get into boxing talk, which is going to be great. We'll just talk about Shawn Brady versus Michael Chiesa, which is the co-main. Man, I was thinking about this the other day. What they should be doing in the welterweight division is making Khamzat versus Shawn Brady if Shawn Brady wins this fight. Those are the two hyped guys. Like, Shawn Brady's great, and
I can't lie to you. I don't think I've ever watched Shawn Brady fight. I'm keeping real. I've heard of him, but I never watched him.
Don't be throwing around the word great with either of them. Neither of them are great. Let's relax with that.
But why is Shawn Brady, who has better wins than Khamzat, getting less hype?
Okay, I can explain that to you. It's because the eye test. I was trying to tell you this. Like,
I could explain it too. Probably, I've never seen a guy fight.
The eye test tells me Khamzat is something special, but we don't know he's something special because he's never fought anybody that is special, so we can't compare him to anything. But what he's doing to the people he is fighting is showing some extraordinary skills. Shawn Brady looks very good, but he isn't demolishing guys within seconds and not getting touched at all the way Khamzat is.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
plus, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Chimaev is like, he's literally the whole package. He doesn't really have, I guess he doesn't kick much, but his stand-up game is really good. He's got solid hands, true one-punch knockout power, clearly. And his ground game is obviously very good. His submission game, everything. His wrestling, grappling, submission, hands, he doesn't really have a weakness, that guy. But we'll have to see. Maybe he gets clipped hard and his chin is his weakness, or he gets taken into deep water and doesn't have heart. But I can't see that guy not having heart, though. Just his mentality.
But this isn't the Khamzat show, so this is the Combat Hour. So we'll get into who do you got this weekend?
I'm taking Shawn Brady.
I got Shawn Brady by decision.
Yeah, I think their grappling is going to be close enough. I think Brady's a little bit better wrestler, but Chiesa's a little bit better jiu-jitsu. But the hands and the stand-up is the huge difference. I think Shawn Brady's got the huge advantage there. And because they're both good grapplers, they're going to have a hard time taking each other down. So Shawn Brady decision.
Absolutely. And then in the main event, we got Misha Titty Tate. Cupcake, that's it. Fighting Caitlin Vera. I don't know why Caitlin Vera is favorite.
I don't get it. She's getting mauled. She's going to get mauled.
I think Caitlin Vera is going to get grounded out for 5 rounds. Might even get submitted.
Never seen Vera fight either, but I would like to see her win just because I don't like how Misha Tate was acting. Like that one trainer did something wrong. Like that was annoying and soft to me. I'd like to see her get mauled.
Talking about Aspen Ladd's trainer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I have very little interest in this entire card. The whole thing in my mind's a hard next. I might watch if I have nothing else going on, and even at that, it's like it's a coin flip. So I'll take Misha Tate. Yeah, I'll take Misha Tate by mauling.
Yeah, I just don't see Caitlin Vera. She doesn't really have a big win besides Sarah McMahon. She's won in her last 3 fights. I don't get why she's a favorite, but Misha Tate gets it done.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into the real man sport, boxing. People are going to get mad at that.
Wait, Brady, you like the MMA better than boxing?
I've been liking boxing a lot lately, actually.
Yeah, I like both, but boxing is like my first love, man.
Yeah, I love both. But I like to piss people off. But we had Gabriel Rosado who lost this weekend.
Yeah, Jaime Munguia looked really good, man. But Rosado showed some flashes in there. It was a one-sided fight, but Rosado had his moments.
Rosado's always in there with
Rosado. Let's just keep it real. He got his ass kicked bad. Munguia destroyed him, and then Rosado, man, I don't know what happened. Every time he loses, even if he loses decisively, he acts like he won like he didn't win the fight. You probably got outlanded 3 or 4 to 1, man.
Yeah. But he'll still get a big fight next, or he'll get a can and then a big fight.
But he has a lot of heart, though. I respect him. I respect all fighters.
Yeah.
I want to give a quick shout out to Tyrone Davis, who took a fight on short notice against David Benavidez, kind of the boogeyman of the super middleweight division. If you haven't checked out our interview with Chiron a couple months ago, definitely take a look at that. It was also a one-sided battering, and Chiron got stopped in the 6th. His corner threw the towel. But Davis showed some serious heart, man, and landed some good shots himself.
Wasn't it the 7th?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe the 7th.
Might have been the 7th, yeah.
But we do want to talk about Canelo going up to cruiserweight, which is crazy.
Brady, what are your thoughts on that? Give me your ideas before we go.
The cruiserweight division is not one that's always been talked about, so I don't really know how the competition is there. I've never really followed the cruiserweight division myself. I'm just being honest. Besides some Holyfield fights, I watched Tony Bellew, some fighters there, but I just don't know how good the competition is there.
What, Reese?
I said, bro, you're not alone. Like it's not a lot of people that really follow the cruiserweight division like die hard.
I just don't know how good the competition is there. Like, if Canelo's fighting the champion, is he as good as fighting Benavidez at super middleweight? You know what I mean? Is that kind of the same competition, just size difference? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, yeah, but here's the thing. Canelo, what does David Benavidez bring to the table? He doesn't bring any belts, titles. What does Jamal Charlo bring?
Shit.
A middleweight title. Canelo's already had that belt, and he's not going down to middleweight, so he brings nothing to the table at super middleweight. He already won a light heavyweight belt against a future Hall of Famer. So why not go get a belt in the 5th division until these guys bring something to the table for him?
And he might have to go to heavyweight.
And the thing is, man, I've heard some guys saying, like complaining about this fight and saying Canelo is ducking people. Canelo fought the best at 154, Lara, Trout, and he fought Floyd at 150 at junior middleweight, which actually was 152. He fought middleweight, Golovkin, Cotto, Danny Jacobs. Super middleweight, beat every single champion in the division within 12 months. So who's he ducking? Please tell me who he's
pretty impressive lately. Like, he's taking O's like they gotta go. Like, he's taking Saunders O, Caleb Plants O. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And now he's ducking people because he decides to go. Of course, he's going to calculate that risk, okay? He's going up to fight a guy who's got like at least 4 inches of height, maybe more reach. He walks around probably like 30 pounds heavier than Canelo, maybe more. Why would he not calculate that risk? Okay, he's going up and fighting the number 2 ranked guy in that division by BoxRec, guy with a championship belt, a world champion. Just because he doesn't fight the best in that division, you're going to say that he's ducking people and taking an easy pick? So what? He goes up to heavyweight. He fights, let's say, Dylan White. You're going to want him to fight Tyson Fury? Come on, man. Give the man his freaking roses while he's fighting.
It's a special talent that you're going to see in a generation that you should just enjoy while watching and appreciate what he's doing.
Okay, so I had a guy message me today because I posted on my story last week. I hope everyone understands that we're witnessing greatness, and this is not something we've taken lightly. Like, this is a special moment in time. This is like some Roy Jones Jr. stuff, some Sugar Ray Robinson. Like, if he goes and does this, we're witnessing some of the biggest history in boxing history. But people don't understand that. And he goes, yeah, but he's not even fighting the best guy in the division. I'm like, no, you're right. He's fighting the second best guy in the division. And I'm like, who's your favorite fighter? I bet they're not doing anything close to this level of risk anywhere in their resume. and he had nothing to say. He couldn't respond to that.
Mm.
You're right.
But it's definitely amazing to see. I respect him. I'm not the biggest Canelo fan, you know that, but I respect his career.
This is like Kamaru Usman going up and fighting John Jones when John was at light heavyweight. Okay, this is a similar thing. Okay, if he didn't fight John because John was the best, it's like him going up and fighting Cormier when he was at light heavyweight, the second best. Okay, this is the same type of thing that he's doing. He's fighting a way bigger man. This guy fights at 200 pounds. I guarantee he walks around between 215 to 225. I guarantee it. Canelo walks around like 185 max.
It's like you boxing me.
Basically, yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. Canelo, big respect. Can't wait for that. It sounds like 2022 is going to be another huge Cinco de Canelo year. And, this weekend we got a big fight. Shawn Porter is taking on Terence Crawford for his WBO title in what should be, we don't know yet, Crawford's biggest test at welterweight. First, I'll start off with Reese. Reese, what do you think about the fight?
I'm so happy this fight's happening because, for one, they both seem like two good human beings, very classy guys, family-oriented guys. Two of the best in the division. In my opinion, Crawford is the best welterweight in the world. I know Spence has the 2 belts, but I think Crawford's just better than him. Porter, he's a top 5 welterweight in the world. Porter has never been decisively beaten by anybody. He's very tough, granite chin. He has stamina for days, physically strong as hell, athletic. But Crawford's a different animal. I think Crawford will be the first one to stop Shawn Porter, maybe knock him out cold. It's either going to be out cold or hurt him bad and get stopped, kind of like what he did to Brook or Kavliauskas. But it's like that style. I don't see. Porter is not going to stand there and try to box on the outside against Crawford. He's going to just lose. Mm-hmm. So he's going to do what he does. He's going to get inside and try and maul him and dig shots to the body, upstairs hooks, overhand rights. I think he's going to get caught. He's fighting the guy with probably the best timing and best counterpunching ability in boxing right now. So, and he has true one-punch knockout power, Terence Crawford. He changes the fight with one shot. He lands clean. Look what he did to Benavidez. Look what he did to Kell Brook. Look at what he did in Dongo. Sorry, Brady?
Amir Khan.
Kavliauskas. All these guys, man. He's true knockout power, 100% knockout ratio at welterweight. I'm 9th round stoppage for Terence Crawford. He may lose a round or 2 in the first 3 just based off of Porter's activity, but I see him basically winning by a landslide up until that point after those first 3 rounds. Wins everything after knocks him out.
You want to go now, Marsh, or me?
Sure. Okay. So here's what we know. Porter lost to Kell Brook. Close fight. Brook won. Lost to Keith Thurman. I scored a draw originally when I first watched it. I rewatched it. I gave it to Thurman. And he lost by 1 point based on him getting dropped to Errol Spence. So his 3 losses, there's an outside argument he won all of those. He's also been on the gift side of decisions where he beat Ugas. I thought Ugas beat him. A lot of people think Danny Garcia beat him. I think he beat Danny pretty clean. But he's been on when he's at this elite level, he's always either just edging out a win or just not doing enough. So he is right there. He's at this level. In my opinion, I got him 3rd best welterweight in the world, right behind Errol Spence. But Errol Spence is not fighting right now because of outside of the ring issues. His eye's messed up, I believe, right now. So right now, these are the 2 best welterweights in the world that are active right now. I think that Shawn Porter is going to win the first 2 rounds. He's going to invest in the body early, do a lot of good body work. If he's not doing body work, him and Kenny Porter haven't been doing the right things in the lab. But I think eventually the stance switching, the pot shotting, just the calculated approach that Terence has at the fight, he takes over rounds 4 or 5 and doesn't look back. He wins a clean unanimous decision. I don't think Porter gets stopped. The dude can take a punch, and he just keeps coming.
All right, I got you know what? The problem with Shawn Porter, and if you look at all his fights, he's a fighter who is very persuasive with the judges because his fights are so kind of sloppy that the judges don't know how to score those fights. Just like the Spence fight, you know what I mean? Like he's always pushing the pressure. He might not be landing all the time, but he makes it look like he's winning.
Yeah,
I do think
he throws so many punches.
Yeah, exactly. So you kind of got to score rounds for him. I think that Terence Crawford is just too talented. He's a once-in-a-lifetime generation fighter. You just heard that out of my mouth. I can't believe I just said that. But I do got Terence Crawford by split decision. But that's just because you see Shawn Porter can make fights and he persuades judges. But I would not be surprised if Shawn Porter gets knocked out because of the preciseness, like Reese said. He could just get clipped with little shots.
Yeah, but Adrian Broner dropped him in the 12th. He got up. Spence dropped him in the 11th. He got up. I think it was the 11th. This dude just keeps getting up. Like, I know these guys. I don't think either of them. Maybe Spence does. I don't think either of them punch as hard as Crawford does at welterweight. But the man has a great chin. He's one of the biggest hearts in boxing. If Terence Crawford stops this man, give him his flowers.
Well, the thing is though, if he's been knocked down, he could be knocked out, in my opinion. So someone's going to put the dog down at some point. Old Yeller goes down.
Oh, no. Look who's sitting right here.
Old Yeller.
I think that's all we got for you guys. Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Long bit.
Check out my interview with Dre Wiley, Paulo. They're both good interviews. They're great people. We have more interviews coming. I got Rockstar, Taylor Starling's boyfriend's coming on the show. So we got some good things coming.
All right, we're out.
Peace.